Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2018 Chrysler Pacifica in because we have a leak, and that leak I already removed the belly band to see where it's coming from, and looks like it's coming right behind our fan, somewhere here, as we see it tripping. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward and start taking this thing apart, pull the fan out. Then we're gonna get some fluid in there, put it under pressure and see exactly where it's leaking from. So first step here, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this beauty cover here, just to see how much room we got under here and what's gonna be next for us. Of course, remove this already, get it out of the way, get more room. Beauty cover removed. As we see, we don't have much to work here with, because that whole front clip is kinda buried in here, so you can't take it out from here because there is no room on the engine side, which means it's time to go ahead and pull this bumper off. There is a couple number 7s, if I'm correct, all around. There's one bolt holding it on the fender bumper bracket, same on the other side. Some 10 millimeters holding the grill assembly, and a couple clips on both sides. So let's go ahead and start by clips. 10 mils here, 7 mils on the fender liner, and there should be a 10 millimeter holding the bumper to the fender. Okay, the grill bar is removed. Even if we pull it away, we see some stuff, but we're unable to work on this like this. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed on removing our bumper. 8 millimeter bolts, screws, however you wanna call them, on the fender to the bumper. 8 millimeter ones removed, and there is your 10 millimeter to remove from the bumper fender bracket. Pop the corner loose. You will see there is some connectors. There's a one main connector right here for the bumper wiring harness on the driver's side. Yep, just the one main plug for the bumper harness on the driver's side, and the whole bumper comes off like this. Now, next thing I'm gonna do, get those headlights out of the way. Number 10 clip and number 10 here, and we should have also, okay, that's what's holding it here. So let's go ahead and get the headlights out of the way. There is also one smaller screw right there, and that should be our number 8, last one to release. Just slide the headlight away and remove the wiring harness from it. Now that our headlights are removed, there is those side kinda brackets or frame that is holding this radiator here on spot where it needs to be. So we need to go ahead and remove those 10 mils all around on one side and on the other side. Pop this wiring harness out from there, and then that should allow us to pull the whole thing forward and hopefully out. So let's go ahead and remove this wiring harness on both sides from the bracket and get those 10 millimeters out. Okay, I have removed those bracket ones. Now this whole thing is moving. There's a guide pin here. We can go ahead and slide them out. This rubber holding it in there. Same thing on the other side. Already popped open this here. It's some kinda air kinda direction, so everything is going into those radiators here that are cooling the power steering, transmission and engine. So these are popping on the side. Next thing we're gonna do, you have some 10 millimeters on the top bracket here. Already removed the wiring harness connectors from the hood latch and on the horns. So pop those, sorry, one here, here, and this whole plate should come off. Of course, over here you have our hood latch release cable. Get the flat screwdriver, push those sides in and pull it out. 5 screws from the top plate are removed. Ta-da! Here we have. That will give us the full access to the radiators. We are able to pull the whole thing more back, get this radiator fan removed. So these air direction, whatever, flaps, guides, I just move them in from here and move them out from the way on both sides. These side brackets that hold the radiator top on place, the rubber remains inside, so you have to get a flat screwdriver or something to pry it off from the radiator here. Both side brackets are removed. There's a screw on top, both sides, driver side, passenger side, 8mm screw, which is already on the floor here on my end. That will go ahead and help you lift it up. The bottom is just slides in the radiator itself, so when you're reinstalling it, make sure you seat the bottom first and then screw down those two 8mm here. There's a electrical connector here with a push tab, simple to remove. Next I'm going to remove this top radiator ventilation hose. Let's put this one on the side, away from the way, so we can push it away and start making its way up to remove this radiator fan. Okay, seems like can't even pull it because this upper radiator hose is pretty exact length, so we have to go ahead and remove this clamp here, radiator clamp here, so we can go ahead, or if you wanna go ahead and remove the quick connect fitting here instead, you can do that as well. I ended up removing the quick connect, super simple. As you can see, the whole assembly with all the radiators is able to move towards the front of the car, and that will allow me to remove this radiator fan. Radiator fan did slide out. Now we have a better view on this side, and you can clearly see. Let me go ahead and get the phone in here, that we have a huge leak right here. So next step, we're gonna remove that bolt here, and actually all of them. 3 on the passenger side that I see right now. That's AC condenser and some other coolers. Another one here on that side. So, and seems like there's one here for the AC condenser as well on the driver's side. Then we can go ahead and remove the bottom radiator hose, and then this whole thing should slide out. I'm going to keep this hose on here and gonna install it on the new radiator. There is a marking on that. You see the white line that indicates the top 12 o'clock position, so you can line up your radiator hose exactly the same as it was. Okay, the screws I told you about are removed. There is another one that are holding those cooler lines, another 8. Here it comes, the top hose, flex it inwards. This AC condenser, just lift up on both corners to get it off the shelf kinda, and now it's time to slide the old radiator out. Here's our replacement radiator, already transferred the top hose over, pop those covers off, ready to go in. As you see, this radiator was no bueno, been leaking for a little bit, so good timing to replace it before the car starts overheating and causing more problems. So let's go ahead and slide it back in. Okay, slide in the new radiator. There is only certain spots, specific spots that it slides into. Lift the AC condenser back to its rack. You see them here. See them right here. It sits here. On the other side, sits there. Start bolting up those 8mm on both sides. Go ahead and install your lower hose. Put this bracket back once you have seated this cooler here. Lower radiator hose is connected. AC condenser is connected. Now it's time to go ahead and slide in our radiator fan. You want to be extremely careful when you're sliding the radiator fan in, not to break this nipple here. It's pretty fragile, I can imagine. It's new, but don't mess with it. Want to make your life easier, just remove that hood release latch here, and that will clear, and you can just dump it straight in there, and you don't have to worry about breaking anything here. Now that the fan is in, we can reconnect our connector. We can bring this cooler back to its position, 2 screws here, 2 screws there, 1 screw down there. Out of all the 8mm screws, there's one of those, like in the silver color one, which is a longer one that goes through this rubber and goes in here. The other ones are shorter like this, but the upper one is like this. Anyways, that's done. Now it's time to put the 8mm screws on both sides for the radiator fan. Wonderful. Starting to look like it's getting back together. Connected my upper radiator hose. Now we have those radiator brackets here, which just slide in, and you have alignment spots here, 2 of them, and the rest of it will be screwed in. That's on both sides. Then we have the top piece that we're gonna reinstall with our 10mm. Then we're gonna go ahead and put our wiring harness back, move those air deflectors back to its position, and of course don't forget your little breather hose for the top nipple on the driver's side. Side brackets for the radiator upper mount are installed. Now we're gonna reinstall this top plate here. We have, I think, 5 screws. Some of them have washers, I think, and one of them, this one here, probably has a smaller washer, which goes for the horn. So larger washers are holding the bracket or the top plate. Smaller washer is holding the horn, and there is another smaller ones that go from the front. Okay, time to put our hood release cable back. Slide it in, lock it in. That goes here. That sits right here. Now let's reinstall our wiring harness back. Wiring harness is reinstalled. Those deflectors reinstalled. Both sides. Now it's time to install the headlights. Headlights are reinstalled. All the connectors are in. Now it's time to bring the bumper. Install the bumper. Don't forget to plug in that wire harness. Bumper back in. Just let it sit here. There's one bolt that goes through the headlight and the grill, so leave that for later. Let's go ahead and install our 10mm to the bumper fender. Okay, fender liners also reinstalled. Long screws going for the headlight on both sides, and the shorter ones go in here to hold the grill on the spot. There is a clip that goes right here and here. Then comes the beauty cover. There's a clip for that and clip for the rest of them. Everything is back on the top part. Only thing left is our front belly band right there, but that will be installed later once we have filled up our cooling system, vacuumed it, and confirmed that there is nothing leaking. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful to get your radiator replaced on those Pacificas, which are 2017 and up, 3.6 liter V6. Please thumbs up, like, subscribe, and leave a comment so I can grow my channel. Thank you for watching.